And hello again, YouTube. It's time for me to open up the Obama phone and see what the hell the day and date is. Wednesday, November 23rd, 2022. It's 6:12 p.m. And yeah, it's the night before Thanksgiving. And of course, did my usual, sat down in the car, getting ready to go to work, and open up the Google traffic, and at first was surprised to see that there's not much traffic, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's kind of a holiday, isn't it? Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. I have absolutely no plans whatsoever, other than my usual Thursday routine. Finish out my shift in the morning at Amazon and sleep, and head to Bullocks to do my Thursday show. There's been no word from them about anything being different for Thanksgiving, so it's just treat it like another Thursday. I do feel a little bit disappointed that I actually have my older daughter in town and staying with me, and that we're not really doing anything. But I don't know, since she's been back, she hasn't really seemed like doing. Whoa, hello truck. She hasn't really seemed like doing anything at all with me. And it's just basically been using my place as sort of a flop house. She did actually come back home for a little bit. Saw her crashed out on the couch when I got back from work this morning, and which is a little bit frustrating because I did clear off the bed in the other bedroom for her and ask her to sleep in there. That was actually her bed, before it was Lily's bed. So, anyway, I asked her to sleep in there, and she has sometimes, but yeah, lately I come home from work, she's crashed out on the couch. It's super frustrating because I've totally asked her not to do that, because I like to, have space to unwind on the couch after work. Being that, I'm working 10-hour shifts, and it's not like she has anything she particularly needs to unwind from, since she hasn't been working since she's been here. And to my knowledge, the only attempts from work that she's had has been going to titty bars to see if she can get on as a stripper. And being frustrated because, quote unquote, they won't even let me audition. Why are they lying if they're not even hiring? I have no idea what she's been up to. I haven't really talked to her in a while. I thought when I woke up, and I woke up before my alarms today. Not long before my alarms, probably woke up about 5:15-ish. But I peeked in the living room, and she wasn't crashed out on the couch. I peeked in the second bedroom, and it looked like she was curled up in the bed up there, but come to find out, it was just a big wad of blankets and stuffed animals. So who knows where she's gone? She hasn't bothered to tell me. Which is a little frustrating, but not surprising. I mean, granted, this is a holiday week. I wouldn't expect her to go looking for work, but retail. Anyway, it's a little frustrating, but I guess it just is what it is. I forget what day it was. That I came home like really tired, and I was working on getting something ready for the party that I did. I was doing last Sunday, and she actually asked, like one of her extra thoughtful moments, she actually asked if there was anything she could do to help. And I said, yeah, it'd be really great if you could. Change out the cat box. There's a bag of litter right next to it. And she gave me kind of a funny look. Like, I don't know what it was she was volunteering to do or what she was interested in doing for help, but that look pretty much said, like, oh, I don't want to actually have to do anything. But, and surprise, surprise, the cat box has not been dealt with yet. Which is kind of cruel to the cats, but at this point I'm kind of leaving it to see how long it'll go before the smell bothers her enough to do the one thing that I asked her to do, which she asked for anything she could do to help. I mentioned the situation to the girlfriend, who, to be fair, would at least eventually take care of the cat box and generally fed the cats. And this was over text. But yeah, she texted back, said something along the lines of, if she's not working and not contributing, she needs to do some kind of chores, or she needs to stay with her friend. I guess I mentioned something about her. Something about Allison complaining that she was bothered by the bugs in the bathroom, and I said, well, it would certainly help if you cleaned in there. To which she just gave me this pained look. Sorry, I'm your dad. I'm not your maid. Yeah. But this is the only place that the app, the Google traffic showed a little bit of traffic. And it didn't look like much, so I'm just going to tough it out. Which is going to get me over near work super early. Might try to get some fast food over there, since I don't really have any food left at home to bring with me. And I brought these pizza rolls, Michelina's pizza rolls, that were in the freezer with me to work yesterday. I don't know how long they've been in the freezer. To be fair, I didn't buy them. I'm really not a fan. I like a lot of Michelina's entrees, but I don't like their pizza rolls. To me, their pizza rolls are just awful. Anyway, I don't know how long they've been in my damn freezer. Obviously, since before I kicked Priscilla out. Probably long before I kicked Priscilla out. Anyway, I don't know if they're freezer burned or just dried out from being in there too long, but man, I nuked them at work, and they were so bad I almost freaking threw up on my first break. Anyway, yeah, I'm pretty much out of I don't have much in the way of food at home at the moment. Which is funny, when Allison got there, she's like, oh yeah, I'll definitely help out with food. Pretty much all that she's done to help out with food. She did give me a $20 bill, like the first couple days she was there. I'm like, oh, this is help with food drinks and stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. Which was nice, being that she probably drank about half my case of Coca-Cola cans pretty quickly. Which I have no intentions of replacing as long as she's kind of freeloading there. This traffic, even with it being a holiday, is still worse than it was when I first started driving to work at Amazon this time of day. This is worse than I remember it being. It seems like that commute was pretty quick when I first, started driving. I was trying to debate as to whether I wanted to be driving or whether I wanted to be doing some combination between bus and driving. And pretty much came to the conclusion after experimenting a few times that any combination that involved the bus was just more time consuming and inconvenient. Generally no more time consuming, but the other thing, the whole convenience factor is kind of a big deal too, just because driving, of course, I've got the option of doing things after work. I mean, I guess if I was doing a combination, I had that too, but anyway, yeah, but that didn't work out, and no real shock that it didn't. Anyway, Allison. I'm trying to focus. Yeah. So I have no idea where she's at or who she's spending her Thanksgiving with. But other than that $20 bill a couple days after she got there, her only contribution to food has been 2 to-go bags full of leftovers from the Cheesecake Factory. From apparently dates that she's had with sugar daddies. I can't help but wonder what her boyfriend Nico thinks about this whole sugar daddy situation. Pretty serious simp shit on his part. Nico's a really good guy. I for one hope he's doing some dating on the side while she's gone to Oregon. Probably doing good. Last bag from Cheesecake Factory had a go tag with a name on it. I think it was Paul F. Anyway, yeah. So, it's a mandatory overtime. They, Amazon called it and said they were going to do it again. And a few days later, got a text message saying that it wasn't as busy as they thought it was going to be, so they were canceling it. Of course, it didn't become an issue for me since my mandatory overtime day is Thursday, which is Thanksgiving. So I never got scheduled for it anyway. I guess some people did. I didn't. So yeah, I'm actually having a short week at work this week, since I took almost Sunday off to do the party over at Cafe Monarch for Sophia's 60th birthday. Just a 3-day workday week, so this is my last day. Yesterday, during my lunch, I checking on A to Z because I knew I had a couple days I was late. One day I was like really late last week, and thought I should adjust, make adjustments to my time clock. And I've been meaning to do that all weekend, but just this whole last weekend was super busy. And yeah, I ended up waiting too long and eating it. So yeah, the day I came in at like 11, I got clocked in at about 11:18, 11:20, something like that. Instead of getting losing 4 hours of UPT and getting that roughly 20 minutes of paid time off, I lost 5 hours of UPT. Go me. However, the other day, which was Tuesday, that I showed up late, and I wasn't very late that day. I was only 7 minutes late clocking in, but that's still enough to lose an hour of UPT. Anyway, I looked at that, and I was 7 minutes late, but it showed that I had lost 2 hours of UPT. And I'm like, what the hell? And then I realized that was the day that, the day of the assholes passing on the right thing. Traffic checking back up again. Excuse me, this is my dinner. I'm munching on a bag of generic Cheetos. They're quite delicious. They're like a jalapeno popper flavored. They had these bags of chips over at the Circle K where I ended my last video at, for 50 cents a bag, and I tried one of each flavor. Because you never know, the random chip brands, if they're going to be good or bad. But I'll gamble at $1.50. And so far the only one I've tried are these jalapeno popper cheese puffs. These are freaking delicious. They're actually better than Cheetos. Yeah, it's too dark for you to see them. Anyway, yeah, I'm definitely going back after work today, buying all of those. I brought the other 2 bags with me to snack at work. One of them's actually not chips, it's popcorn. But yeah, if they're all as good as this, I'm gonna buy up every bag they got at 50 cents a bag. Hell yeah. Yeah, so far, I feel like, I'm not sure how long Allison has been back home with me. It feels like it's been a month, but it's probably not quite been that long. But yeah, has made absolutely zero efforts to do any cleaning whatsoever, and has actually contributed somewhat to the mess. So, yeah, not happy with that. Like I'm particularly good at cleaning, but my God, every time I'm spending some time. Actually, the last time I really went kind of home and stayed with my mom for a while was when my sister Kim was in the hospital for what turned out being the end of her life. She was in a really bad motorcycle, and she was in a coma, and they weren't sure if she was going to pull out of it or not. And after medical tests, it determined that she was pretty much brain dead and would never recover, which was sad and sucked. And most of the time that I spent there staying with my mom, and I stayed longer than most of the rest of my family did, since I had more flexibility with being able to take more time off work. Yeah, most of the time I was there, I actually spent cleaning, just because I wanted to be helpful while I was there. But yeah, no, Allison here at my place not doing any cleaning whatsoever. She knows I work a really rough schedule trying to make ends meet. Well, she was acting all disgusted when I brought in I was bringing in the collection of Laserdiscs. It's like, why are you getting this when you don't have room for the stuff you have? A chance to buy a collection like this comes along like once in a lifetime. So a lot of these I'm probably going to end up flipping and making money on. She just had this confused look on her face. But whatever, she's probably off on a sugar daddy date right now, or out with her friends somewhere doing drugs. She told me that's what she likes to do. That's her entertainment. Whatever. It's only 6:31 right now.
Left lane still blocked there. 202 South Mountain Freeway northbound at Buckeye Road. I reckon the final wrap-up stages there. Looks like the right lane is still blocked with that. Just got this one. It's a motorcycle crash Broadway at Central Avenue. Watch for a collision on Cave Creek Road at Thunderbird Road and a crash at Cactus Road at 59th Avenue. I'm Chuck Rowe, KTAR News.
We expect mostly clear skies and mild conditions in the valley with lows in the mid-40s. Turning breezy, though, on Thanksgiving with gusts around 25 miles per hour. Otherwise sunny with highs in the lower 70s. I'm ABC 15
I don't like that much wind.
Yep.
61 degrees currently in Avondale.
I find it funny how he suddenly grows an accent when he says his name.
It is 6:33. Governor-elect Katie Hobbs joined KTAR today to talk about her priorities for the office and how the current governor is involved. KTAR's Luke Forstner has the story.
The transition process is already underway for Governor-elect Katie Hobbs, who tells KTAR Governor Doug Ducey has been supportive.
The governor reached out the day after the race was called, and he's been incredibly gracious and just continues to reiterate that his office is at our disposal in every way possible to make this a seamless transition.
And Hobbs stresses unity will be her priority for the office.
Arizonans sent a very loud and clear message this election that they want leaders who are going to focus on the real issues we're facing and focus on bringing Arizonans together to tackle those issues.
She says that includes abortion access, border security, water and education access, and affordability. Luke Forstner, KTAR News.
And when Governor-elect Hobbs makes that transition, she'll have a Republican-controlled state legislature. KTAR's Griselda Zatino takes a closer look.
Chief of Staff Ali Bones says Hobbs intends to work with whomever is willing to get the job done for Arizonans. That includes Republican state lawmakers.
She hopes that we can work together on areas that we have common ground,
such as the economy, jobs, education, and water.
Our state has a lot of issues that need to be tackled right now, and they want problem solvers and leaders to take on these issues.
Hobbs has already heard from several Republican state lawmakers, according to her transition team. Griselda Zatino, KTAR News.
The count is over, but now there will be a recount for several races.
Yeah, recounts, blah, blah, blah. Attorney General's a highly contested rate. And the funny thing is that I think the difference in votes was like 550 or something like that. Which is a fractional number compared to the amount of people that cast ballots that didn't bother to vote for Attorney General. It's amazing how many people that go and they fill out their ballot and they just check the box for governor, check the boxes for senators, and they're just like, oh, all right, that's all I know about. They're done. Now, I can get with just skipping all the elections for judges, because who really pays attention to those judges? I mean, generally speaking, when I go down the list of judges, I look to see if there's any names of judges that I feel have actually personally done me wrong or somebody who I know wrong, and I check no on those boxes. Although I've learned over time that doesn't change things much. It seems like, generally speaking, with the Maricopa County Superior Court, when a judge gets voted out, they just stay in the building as a commissioner, which is the same fucking thing as a judge, other than they don't end up on the ballot for re-election. But anyway, it just feels good to check to fill in the no bubble on judges that I know have either heard in the news that they've made really bad decisions, or somebody I know has been to Superior Court, or not as much personally, but boy, when I was going through it with the family court, there were plenty of them like, yeah, fuck that guy, oh, that chick was awful. Yeah, it felt good. All right, I got plenty of people turning right on red to my right, even though there's a big sign directly in front of me that says no right on red. And hey, nobody really enforces the laws anymore, so why not? Why not? Just turn right on red. Fuck it. Yeah, I wish there was more fast food to the south of I-10, out this far west. But for the most part, everything is to the north. Yeah, but now it's 36 after. It took so long just to... I made great time getting to the exit for 75th Avenue, and I've just been stuck in traffic trying to turn right. Debating as to whether I want to go to Burger King and get a couple chicken sandwiches, or Del Taco and get some burritos. Kind of feeling Del Taco today. Del Taco straight up ahead and on the left, a little bit past Encanto.
Holiday. Scott Douglas, the PIO with Phoenix Fire, says be sure the bird's completely dry before you put it in the oil, and also says it's a job best done outdoors.
They do it outside, away from any overhead obstructions, and maybe 20 to 25 feet away from any structures at all, just to make sure that there's no fires that start.
He says be sure all smoke and carbon monoxide detectors are up to date, and have a fire extinguisher close by. Millions of people expected to head out of town for Thanksgiving, and a majority of them left today.
Hearing that on the news just kind of makes me smile. One of my more memorable Thanksgivings, you know, I've had so many Thanksgiving with families that just really aren't that memorable, but one of the more memorable Thanksgivings I can remember, I went to my friend Corey's apartment, and we must have spent like an hour, maybe more, binging out videos on YouTube of people attempting to deep fry turkeys and having miserable failures in doing it. Everything from just straight up explosions to just all kinds of crazy fire and stuff. One thing I learned from that is I'm definitely never ever making any attempts to deep fry a turkey. Not worth it. Not that I'm the kind of person that would ever attempt to cook a turkey in any shape, way, or form. But
mass shooting at a Walmart in Virginia leaves 7 dead, including the shooter.
A Walmart employee walked into a break room at the Chesapeake, Virginia store and opened fire with a pistol before turning the gun on himself.
And he just opened fire. He wasn't aiming at anybody.
A pistol? But wait, I thought all mass shootings were done with AKs or I don't know, some kind of black. What do you call it?
Police said 6 people were killed before the shooter died.
ARs.
Gunshot wound.
Doesn't AR stand for assault rifle?
Police said it would take days to process the scene. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
Coming up in just a few moments, we now know more details on the lawsuit filed by the Trump-endorsed candidate for Arizona Attorney General. We'll have that story and much more, and we'll check in again on your ride home tonight. Still have a closure in effect. KTAR News Time is 6:40.
Strong values and strong opinions. The Mike Broomhead Show. I want to see Arizona flourish.
Wendy's, there's Chili's.
I want to be a part of good change in the society I live in, and I want everybody to feel safe going to the polls. The Mike Broomhead Show, tomorrow morning at 8 on KTAR News 92.3
I'm in Virginia. I was thinking it was in Thomas.
News app.
You know, it's a pretty tough home sale market right now. Hi, it's Becky Linigan.
So I'm thinking when I sat on my Obama phone, not only did I
the best. You need the most innovative real estate company.
Not only did I smash my screen, I think I also damaged the connection to the internal antenna. Because the whole time I was at home, I had no service. And I was wondering if maybe they finally canceled my service on this thing. But now I've got like 5 bars, and I've got phone service, so I don't know. Apparently I've just messed up the phone so much it has reception issues. I haven't even decided what I'm going to do about that. I'm just kind of toughing it out with its trash screen right now. Just pulled it up because I was thinking about looking at Google Maps and seeing if it can help me find the Del Taco, because I can't for the life of me remember exactly where it is over here.
Look at those testimonials. Hold me, happy clients. They're going to tell you exactly what happened for them, and it'll happen for you too. With 72 sold. 72 sold.
Olive Garden.
Ironwood Women's Centers, our first priority is the control and eradication of breast cancer. Our integrative wellness program, led by Dr. Heidi Ruloff, utilizes complementary therapies to help with the stresses and consequences of cancer experienced by women and their families.
Yes, he does.
Individualized care from a comprehensive
Red Lobster. Lobster on the right. I can't for the life of me remember where Del Taco is over here. It was not a part of town that I come to other than just to go to work and then I get the hell out of here.
It always happens at the most inconvenient time, right? The disposal stops working or a water pipe breaks and you don't have a spare minute to deal with it. Well, Parker & Sons has
Judging from the parking lot, I'm going to assume Red Lobster is closed tonight.
24/7, 365.
It's now at 6:42. I may as well just get my ass to work. I don't think I have time to hit Del Taco now since I couldn't remember exactly where it was and go directly to it.
Just in case you need Parker & Sons, 602-2REPAIR, 602 the number 2, then REPAIR for Parker & Sons.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick and proud aunt. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids.
It's unbelievable how slow this phone is at processing stuff.
That little girl sitting alone at the playground, she can't play like the other kids. She doesn't have the energy because she's hungry.
Offline, showing limited results.
It breaks my heart that this is the reality in our country, but it's something that
Wow, it's showing the results. Look at that. Can you all see that screen? It's showing the results, but without addresses. Like, what the hell good does that do me?
this food is then provided to families
And it didn't put any dots on the map.
Being a kid should be about using your imagination.
Well, that was useless. Absolutely useless.
Simply being a kid because they're hungry.
I'm assuming I'm out of data.
How you can help end childhood hunger in your community, visit feedingamerica.org.
At this point, I may as well just double back, try to get to work on time.
Let AJ's help make your holiday spectacular. Impress your guests.
Damn it.
Finest fresh, all-natural turkey, complete with
Stuck with Amazon break room food, which is awful and overpriced.
and AJ's delectable fresh baked pies. From artfully arranged centerpieces to fine wines, AJ's has everything to make your holiday memorable. AJ's, purveyors of fine
I believe I'm
food.
stuck in traffic at fucking Westbridge Mall.
We're only going to talk about your favorite subject. It's Rosie on the house. Good morning, Rosie, and welcome to Catch It. Dad, Kate, for being smarter after talking to you. Your home, castle, or cabin's favorite show. It's the education and listening. They have a better idea of what it's going to take to get a project done. A show Arizona homeowners come to for over 30 years. We'll put our Arizona building and remodeling experience to work for you. Rosie on the house. Thanks for spending your Saturday morning with us.
I know I'm like right next to a Del Taco here somewhere, but damned if I can remember exactly where it is. A Hooters on the left. Creative Jay Walker directly in front of me. Yeah, I should have just went to Wendy's. I could see where the Wendy's was.
The Trump-endorsed candidate for Attorney General, Abe Hamadeh, has filed a legal complaint asking Maricopa County Superior Court judge to prevent the certification of the November election results. This comes after the final vote total showed Democrat Chris Mays leading Hamadeh by 510 votes. The race will go to a recount. The complaint alleges various errors occurred during the election, especially in Maricopa County. Hamadeh is joined on this complaint by the Republican National Committee. KTAR Eyes on Immigration.
I'm extremely worried that DHS is unready.
At the end of Title 42's border policy, Arizona Senator Kirsten Sinema says she doubts the nation's ready for a potential migrant surge.
There's the Whataburger. Could have went there too. Now I'm out of time.
Sinema highlighted solutions in her own bipartisan Border Solutions Act.
We need to send a clear message to potential migrants that we will be
And every time I come over here on this chunk of 75th Avenue,
and enforce our laws.
I'm always kind of blown away by just how crappy the traffic is over here.
Increase resources to the southern border and expedite the lengthy asylum.
Glad I don't live anywhere near here.
We have new details on the firing of Arizona Cardinals game coordinator and offensive line coach Sean Kugler in Mexico.
Absolute strode hell over here.
ESPN reporting Mexican authorities were told Kugler groomed the
Damn, and there's a Taco Bell too.
contacting the Cardinals.
Could have went there.
Havasupai Gardens is the new name for a popular tourist spot in the Grand Canyon. Joel Baird with Grand Canyon National Park Park says they recognize the change comes as the U.S. celebrates Native American Heritage Month.
We realize that the National Park Service in Grand Canyon hasn't always been the most respectful or appreciative of Native Americans, and we acknowledge the need to heal these historical wounds.
The gardens will be officially rededicated to the tribe next spring. You're never more than 15
What about the Kachina Hotel? Hello.
On Arizona's news station, KTAR News.
KTAR traffic alert.
I'm Chuck Rowe, live in the Valley Chevy Dealers Traffic Center. Still looking at that closure on the State Route 74 at Castle Hot Springs Road, just east of.
I'm still looking at taillights on 75th Avenue.
A deadly accident under investigation.
I'm gonna be being fucking late from work just for driving up and down less than a mile of 75th Avenue.
So maybe just use US 60 to avoid that. Now, we had that earlier crash on the 202 South Mountain Freeway northbound at Buckeye Road. That has been cleared. There's a new wreck extrication requested here. Arizona Avenue north of Chandler Boulevard. Motorcycle wreck Broadway at Central Avenue. Another crash Broadway at 15th Avenue. And watch for a wreck that's clearing up at Cactus Road at 59th Avenue. I'm Chuck Rowe, KTAR News.
It's going to be a beautiful holiday and weekend ahead. 47 and clear skies overnight. A little breezy tomorrow, right around 71. And then the low 70s remain with us right through the first of the week. We could see mid-60s by Tuesday. Right now it's 63 in Paradise Valley. Weather brought to you by Howard.
Now that strikes me as something that has an obvious fix for it. So the backup in that lane, backup video and look, is mostly caused by people trying to get into the left turn lane. The left turn lane is all backed up. But yet, if you look here, there's like kind of a split left turn lane, and there's enough space there for a double left turn lane. All it would take for the city of Phoenix to fix that backup is to change the stripes for the left turn lane to where there's a double left turn lane. That's all they would have to do. And that traffic, that part of the traffic problem would be fixed. I don't understand why the city of Phoenix can't figure simple shit out like that. That would be twice the thorough put on the green left arrow, which just now ended, and of course there's a big backup of people that didn't get to make the left arrow. Because a single lane only lets through half as many people as a double lane lets through, and there's room there for a double lane.
And says that she's not going anywhere.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Says, listen, can you give me $500?
Can I have another red light, please? Thank you.
What do you think?
I would assume that she's probably trying to raise money for legal fees because she keeps talking about not giving up on this race. So she's probably trying to raise money when she's hot and things are still clicking, that she can get her crew out there to continue to donate to her. No different than Donald Trump. He's been collecting money for how long?
It's true. So I guess Abe Hamadeh, he lost by 510 votes for the AG race, and he's decided that he's going to sue.
So much for making good time to work.
What are you suing for? Like, we're going to do a recount because we should do a recount. Chris Mays won by 510 votes. We should do a recount. But I don't get what Abe Froman, as I like to call him, is why is he? What is he suing for? What? What are you suing for?
Exactly.
I don't know what the lawsuit is all about, but you know, the recount is not going to be very favorable either, because usually those recounts that you do come within, you know, 20, 30, 40 votes. It doesn't come up to the level of 500 votes.
Yeah.
So it's a big long shot.
So, Governor, the argument coming from Kari Lake and Abe Hamadeh is that voters were disenfranchised. Their voters specifically, Republican voters, were disenfranchised on Election Day because of what happened with the printers and the tabulation machines at a bunch of voting centers in Maricopa
That's on
County.
the voters.
Do you agree with that premise, that voters were disenfranchised on Election Day?
No, because they had options of how they could vote. It's
Exactly.
been reported over and over and over. No, I don't believe that. I believe that they had many options in which they could cast their vote. You know, they brought a lot of that on, I think, with people saying, go vote on Election Day. They overwhelmed the system. We have been voting by mail for 30 years. in Arizona, and then all of a sudden you plan your elections in that manner of who's going to show up in the growth in Arizona, which the county did that, but because of what was said from the candidates, they were overwhelmed. They were absolutely overwhelmed. And technology, we all know technology, it, has goodness in it, but they could cast their vote, and some of them chose to do that at the polls that they were. Some of them wanted to run around and go to a different poll. Some of them would put it in the box number 3, which is the way in the old days it always went. We didn't have automatic tabulations.
You can hear more. Just download the KTAR app and be sure you subscribe to the Davis and Chad Show podcast. Phoenix Suns got back in the win column last night, but it wasn't without some extracurricular activities. Let's go to the Parker and Sons heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical sports.
I'm not even sure why I'm still running video. It's too lazy to shut it off. I need to get myself in a better mood when I get into work. This last 20 minutes of stuck in traffic on 75th Avenue just pretty much took my mood from bad to worse. The situation with my daughter has got me pretty unhappy. I think I'll be a lot happier when she takes her freeloading butt back to Oregon. Because I don't know what's going on with her. I don't know what's going on with her car. Which reminds me, I really need to get some more money to Rob. Probably ask him what's going on with her car. He would know, since Allison isn't really telling me much.
Taking a look at our top story for today, once again, the transition process already underway for Governor-elect Katie Hobbs, who tells KTAR Governor Ducey has been supportive and has offered any help he can provide.
All right, we're just repeating news stories here. I'm done with that. At least I'm getting in here at 53 after, so at least I'll be on time. Oh, so anyway, as I was saying, before I got all sidetracked by crappy traffic on 75th Avenue and being unable to remember where the hell the Del Taco is, I gotta get something to eat as soon as I get to the building too. I'm freaking hungry. Yeah, so I lost 2 hours of UPT over on Tuesday when I showed up 7 minutes late, and I'll take credit for the 1 hour because that was my bad for not correcting that and changing it to PTO in time. But something I've been reading about on the Amazon FC subreddit is that a lot of people lost an hour of UPT over the holiday meal. And so I went and went to HR to ask about that. And I guess it has something to do with the way because the break time is between midnight and midnight 30, and instead of having people actually clock out, they just had people not clock out and manually adjusted everybody's time cards to where we got a half hour off, and then, so everybody would be clocked out for a half hour and then get 15 minutes of paid time or whatever. Anyway, Amazon apparently butchered it nationwide, and the way the guy at HR explained it to me is basically because some of the stuff was coded was flagged for one date, and some of the stuff was flagged for another date. Being that I guess the paid time showed up on Tuesday, whereas the actual time that we would have not been at work was on Wednesday or whatever. Anyway, that's what caused that. And I feel bad for whatever employees haven't bothered to look at their A to Z app and realize that this happened. Anyway, he was kind enough to fix it for me. I don't know about kind enough. I mean, that's something he should have done anyway, but it was kind of my bad. It took me so long to check it and notice it. And he went ahead and not only gave me that hour of UPT back, but he also gave me the other hour back. So I got credited 2 hours. So definitely a worthwhile trip to HR. Got credited 2 hours of UTP. Granted, I'm not going to get paid for those 7 minutes, but that's not really a big deal. But yeah, that time period has already gone in for payroll processing. But hey, at least I got a couple hours of UPT back. Of course, now after taking that taking that hit on Thursday and also taking the hit on Sunday, yeah, my UPT balance is not so good. So I need to be good with my attendance throughout December. I don't start racking up more PTO until January. Anyway, I gotta get my ass in the building. Thanks for coming with On the Drive, and thanks for watching.